Step into the world of modern logging, where roaring machines cut, lift, and haul giant trees with brutal precision. Subscribe now and witness timber power in full force. Welcome to Tree Power Channel. The push wedge is driven into the base of the tree like a silent weapon. A towering tree stands behind the house, a silent threat looming over the peaceful neighborhood. The worker climbs high, calmly and precisely approaching the treetop. The sharp chainsaw growls, and within seconds, the top is cut clean. Amid roaring flames, the massive tree burns like a giant torch in the forest. The sharp chainsaw roars back, tearing into the burning trunk with relentless force. Its blade bites into the fiery core, flinging ashes and sawdust like sparks. The worker hung high in the air, using a chainsaw to trim a large tree branch. A strong wind blew across the tree, causing the leaves to shake violently. After cutting, he carefully lowered the branch with a rope, keeping his balance in the swaying space in the sky. Flames wrapped around the tree, glowing orange and red like ghostly ribbons in the wild. The young man, rather than fearing it, seemed to dance with danger itself. Each swing of the axe landed sharply, but the scorched trunk gripped the blade like it refused to let go. One strike, and the axe was stuck, frozen in place. He struggled, pulled hard, every muscle tense just to free it. The fire still burned, and the game with flames was far from over. The massive trunk stood like a pillar in the deep forest. The sharp chainsaw screamed, its blade biting deep into the dense wood. Sawdust flew, and then boom. The tree came crashing down, shaking the ground, a clean, powerful takedown. A worker cuts a large tree in the middle of the forest with a chainsaw. When the tree falls, its trunk pulls down a series of neighboring trees like a domino effect, creating a powerful and surprising scene. Watch as this powerful wood chipper tackles a full-sized pine tree. Its sharp blades and heavy-duty feed system pull the log in smoothly and shred it into clean, consistent wood chips in just seconds. Pine wood can be challenging due to its sticky resin and dense grain, but this machine handles it effortlessly. Fast, efficient, and built for the job, this is forestry at its finest. The Kesla C645S wood chipper is hard at work, fed seamlessly by the agile Kesla 305T loader. With swift and precise movements, the loader selects each log and delivers it directly into the chipper's feed chute. Inside the C645S, high-speed blades shred the timber into fine, uniform chips, which are blown forcefully into the collection bin or waiting truck. The machine runs with impressive stability, its engine hum and chip blast rhythm forming a mechanical symphony in the heart of the forest. A perfect blend of Finnish engineering, raw power, and field-proven performance. In front of the machine, thick logs are neatly lined up, waiting their turn, as if aware of the transformation ahead. The hydraulic grapple arm moves slowly but precisely, feeding each piece into the chipper with deliberate care. There's no haste, only firm, methodical motion, like an intelligent steel limb at work. As each log meets the jaws of the HEM 821 Cobra hybrid, it's pulled inside and instantly shredded into a stream of wood chips, flowing out the back. It's an industrial scene, almost mechanical choreography. In the large garden, workers use a chainsaw with a long bar to trim large branches, then switch to cutting straight into the tree trunk. Each cut is neat. Sawdust falls on the green grass. Before us stands a massive tree towering, unyielding. The lumberjack approaches, gripping his razor-sharp chainsaw. It roars to life with force. Each cut is clean, deliberate, carving into the tree's heart with surgical precision. On the opposite side, a wedge is hammered in, each strike echoing like a war drum. Tension builds, until finally, crack. The mighty tree collapses, crashing to the ground like a fallen titan. A lumberjack steps into the forest, armed with the powerful steel MS-362 chainsaw. With calm precision, he begins to cut into the tree's trunk. The roar of the engine echoes through the woods as sawdust flies. Each move is skillful, ensuring the tree falls safely in the planned direction. This is the strength and mastery of a seasoned professional at work. In the forest with thick white snow, a worker wearing protective gear. He started the chainsaw. The saw blade roared, screeching into the blackened tree trunk, still covered in ash. The gray-black sawdust flew up with each cut, creating a spectacular scene. The 60, with its sharp, striking red appearance, is in full operation, looking every bit like a beast built to devour you. Its round, serrated iron gears spin rapidly, gripping each log and dragging it into the heart of the chipper. As soon as a log touches the machine's mouth, industrial blades tear it apart into countless fine chips. Some logs are so massive that they must first be split in half by a log splitter before being fed into this red monster. Each time a log disappears into the machine, a violent burst of wood chips erupts from the discharged chute, showering the ground like a wooden snowfall. The scene is both brutal and precise, a true display of the raw, uncompromising power of the Eschelbach B-Bear 60 in the world of advanced wood processing. Meet the CBI 6400 CT, a high-performance grinding machine built to handle the toughest jobs. It crushes trees, stumps, and debris in seconds, powered by a massive rotor and advanced feed system. Whether you're clearing land or processing biomass, the 6400 CT delivers speed, strength, and reliability. It doesn't stop. It doesn't slow down. This is CBI power in full force. This is the Vermeer WC2500XL, a 600 horsepower wood chipper built for serious work. It devours whole trees and massive trunks in seconds. With smart crush and remote control, it delivers smooth, powerful performance all day long.
Already got tension?
In the heart of the forest, something incredible unfolds. A massive cedar tree, dry and gnarled, becomes the center of a fiery spectacle. Flames crackle and roar, and then a sudden explosion. Years of resin and drywood fuel the blaze, sending sparks flying skyward. It's nature's fury, unleashed in a breathtaking display of fire and force. This is not just a burning tree. It's a dramatic reminder of the raw power hidden within the forest.
He's going. Oh. Yeah.
Ready? He's going up.
Nice. Heads up. Nice. Woo!
On a steep slope in the middle of a deep forest, a worker in protective gear was cutting down a large tree, holding tightly onto a roaring chainsaw. The saw blade dug deep into the tree trunk, sawdust flying everywhere with each powerful cut. The wind blew, the tree shook slightly, then tilted and fell down the slope. The worker, wearing full protective gear and a helmet, stood next to the trunk of an ancient tree that had just been uprooted. He started the chainsaw. The blade screeched loudly and cut deep into the thick wood, sawdust flying in the air. This is the Vermeer BC 700XL, a compact and reliable wood chipper designed for tree care professionals. With a 25 horsepower engine and smart feed system, it effortlessly processes branches up to 17 centimeters thick. Its wide hopper and vertical feed rollers ensure smooth, self-feeding performance. Lightweight, maneuverable, and built for everyday use, the BC 700XL is perfect for pruning, storm cleanup, and residential tree work. Small in size, big on performance. The Jens chipper truck, half roaring wood-devouring machine, is hard at work on a clearing. Logs of all sizes, tangled with branches, are steadily fed onto the conveyor and disappear into the chipper's hungry jaws, vanishing in seconds. Inside, the spinning drum shreds the wood with ferocious precision, launching streams of chips through a high-discharge chute behind the cab. The wood fragments burst out in thick, dusty sprays, falling into neat piles like brown snowfall. Nearby, 3 men stand watching intently, one with arms crossed, another in a hard hat tilting his head toward the mechanism, the third gesturing as if discussing the machine's output. Silent, they observe the raw power and relentless rhythm of the chipper truck at work. The Petzolato PTH 1300 to 1500 wood chipper performs its task like a giant steel beast unleashed in a timber yard. Massive and commanding in appearance, the machine moves with absolute authority. Huge logs are lifted and fed one after another into its intake, where gripping rollers seize them with a growl, pulling them in like jaws clamping down on prey. Inside, razor-sharp blades spin like the monster's rotating fangs, shredding the wood into thousands of chips. The air rumbles with the machine's roar as the discharge chute forcefully ejects a steady stream of chips, forming growing hills of shredded wood behind it. The entire machine seems to feast on timber cleanly, ruthlessly, and with astonishing power. In the snow-covered forest, where icy winds whisper through bare branches and the ground lies hidden beneath a thick white blanket, a lumberjack prepares for a powerful moment. He stands firm in the snow, gripping a sharp chainsaw with practiced confidence. No words, only the growl of the machine and the bite of steel into frozen wood. The blade carves deep, the solid timber cracks with sharp echoes piercing the winter silence. In mere seconds, the massive tree begins to tremble, tilts slightly, and then crashes down with finality. A thunderous sound rolls through the forest, a declaration that man and steel still reign, even in the harshest cold of nature's domain. A massive log lies across the timber yard like a sleeping giant. The chainsaw is fired up, its roar echoing like the beginning of a new battle. With firm grip and trained hands, the man guides the blade into the log, slicing it cleanly into even sections. The wood grain appears, raw and beautiful, after each precise cut. Once the sawing is done, he grabs a heavy axe and begins splitting the pieces. Each powerful swing cracks the dense wood with authority. It's a perfect harmony of machine power and human strength, efficient, skilled, and unrelenting. In the middle of the forest, a large tree was uprooted, lying on its side, covered with wild leaves. A worker held a chainsaw in his hand. He started the machine. The saw blade roared and began to cut into the thick trunk of the tree. Sawdust flew up. The sound of the saw echoed in the deep forest, creating a scene both wild and full of human strength.
Runter war keiner. Ah ja, bisschen, ja. Ja, da ist er kaputt, ja. Ja, es hat Zeit.
Watch as this powerful wood chipper goes to work on a thick pine tree. Its heavy-duty blades slice through the trunk and branches with ease, reducing the entire tree into fine, clean wood chips in just seconds. Pine wood, with its resin and dense grain, can be tough, but this machine handles it without breaking a sweat. Fast, efficient, and built for the job. This is how forestry cleanup gets done right. Amidst the dusty timber yard, a striking blue wood chipper roars with relentless energy. With its large frame, solid steel body, and elevated discharge chute, it stands like an industrial giant, sturdy, powerful, and engineered with precision. These chips gather and build into a small mountain, rising steadily as if nature itself were shaping it. The flow never ceases, forming a swirling cone of processed wood, a clear mark of mechanical efficiency and unwavering industrial performance. The Vermeer WC2500 stands like a mechanical titan, its bold yellow frame and rugged build commanding attention. Its engine rumbles to life with a deep, thunderous growl, announcing the start of a powerful and relentless chipping operation. A thick, heavy log, covered in tangled limbs and coarse bark, is brought in by a loader. Two workers move swiftly to align it with the feed chute. As soon as the log touches the intake, the aggressive and feed rollers clamp down and pull it into the machine's hungry maw. Inside, high-speed steel blades spin with ferocious precision. The wood doesn't stand a chance. Branches, bark, and bulk are chewed apart without hesitation. The sound of the cutting is loud, steady, and merciless, wood being turned into chips in a matter of seconds. From the discharge chute, a steady stream of shredded wood chips blasts out, piling up rapidly beside the machine. These uniform chips are destined for biomass fuel, mulch, or wood pellet production.